Hi, I am Lee from Normandy Atelier. Today we are going to paint bridge with the blossom of the spring. I took a photo when I was hiking in Normandy last year, and I just wanted to paint it or to paint something inspired by it. And I thought it's going to be a very nice attempt to do a landscape in spring. So yeah, I hope you enjoy your time with me. For my materials today, I am using an A2 canvas paper. I like to use those because they are easier to storage. My colors are, I am using, of course, acrylic paint. My colors are titanium white, Mars black, ultramarine blue, light green, purple or violet. It's a little bit dark shade of purple, primary yellow, and raw umber. For my brushes today, I have few brushes. I have number 18 flat brush. I have a fan brush. I have number 4 a bright brush. I have number 6 and number 4 round brushes. And I have like a small flat brushes. Maybe I'm using, maybe not. And I have number 0 and 000 detail round brushes. We also need a cup of water to clean our brushes and some kind of paper towel just to clean, to dry them. And that is everything we are going to need today. So the first step, I have a little bit of a pencil. I just want to do a little bit of a sketch just to understand where is my sky is going to be and where is my river going to be. I just marked the halfway canvas here. So this is the halfway mark up, and this is the quarter. I am somewhere between those 2 points, but closer to the midway point. So somewhere in this vicinity. Somewhere in here, this my sky will arrive to this point maybe, and I want it to be a little bit higher from this side. Maybe if this is here, I don't want it to arrive to this point, of course, but maybe somewhere in this here. Maybe it's a halfway point between here and a little bit up. So, and I can do whatever shape I want. That will be it would be a hill or something I am painting out of a photo, but we can modify it just some kind of a line, natural line, something like this. And here it would be our sky, here would be our land, but I need to have our river. So for my river, if this is the halfway point, I want to be maybe a little the same amount from here to here, maybe a little bit less, so I can, or the same, so I can measure it with my hand, go here, somewhere like this. And this could be the other edge from the other side for the land. And from the other side, it will be bigger. So it could be arrived to, again, if this is the halfway point, it will be a little bit up. So whatever I did here, it will be lower here, but not by much. Maybe to the point here, why not? And I can just do whatever, shoreline, something like this. It could be whatever here, something like this. So we have the land and the river. Everything here will be the river. And from this side, I could do it now. This is here the quarter way point that we established, something in this vicinity, and it could be arrived to the halfway point here, something like this. And we can just paint something like this. Here it will be here our other land here, and this is our river, and we will have our bridge in this vicinity in the middle. But yeah, this is everything we are going to do for this step. So the next step, I want to paint the first coat of our sky and our water, but not the land. I will leave the land for later. And for that, I'm going to use ultramarine blue, black, white, and brown, but I want to mix a lighter shade of blue because my ultramarine is very strong. What am I going to do is I will have my ultramarine and I'm going to add white, maybe white. I'm not sure if this is too much white or not. We will see. Black, maybe technically I'm adding gray now. Black and white. And a touch of brown. So maybe more brown. So what that will do to me is I am going to have an desaturate my ultramarine blue until I get this kind of softer blue. I can just mix it like this, and the brown add a little bit of warmth. It will be a little bit more natural than my ultramarine, which is too strong. And I feel like this is still too strong, so I'm going to add more white to it until I get this darker shade of blue. And that is, for me, is great because I can mix it. I'm not going to waste all this paint. I'm going to have it here. Now I can go to my flat brush. I'm going to just moisten it a little bit with some water. Now I can get this beautiful color and I can start painting up here. And I am painting I'm adding white at the same time. And I am painting out of a photo. It's a very spring day, but my colors are very strong and I don't mind that. I like my colors to be sometimes saturated and exaggerated. And maybe it's a little bit psychological today because like I wanted to use, what's it called? A cobalt blue. That is a very beautiful, that will add more joyful, I feel, to the canvas. But I felt like I used to hike there so much, especially when I used to, when I lived there. I used to live there in Vernon. And I felt like, oh, it's like a memory. So using the ultramarine for me, it's like adding this classical feel to it, or a little bit of like memory-esque to the painting. Like it feels nostalgic. It feels like an old photo from a photograph from the 80s or something, you know, when if you are watching like Stranger Things or something. That reminds me of that somehow. And I thought, no, I'm not going to use that cobalt blue. I'm going to use ultramarine today. And to add that classical touch or nostalgia move to it. And as you said, I am having the ultramarine with white together on my palette, on my brush, sorry. And I'm going from left to right, nothing fancy. And I'm very sorry if like the board is moving. I need to figure it out. I've tried many things, how to make it stable, but I am not successful. Now I'm just adding more white to it from this side. And I am not picking more blue, like just adding more white to my palette. And just I still have lots of blue on my brush, so I can just squeeze it more, press it more, and that will release. And I want it to be really light down here, not exactly white, but it still has blue, but really, really faint blue here. This is why I'm adding all this white and I am mixing it up. So yeah, I can cover all this, and I'm going inside my line that I established. So the next step, when we add our mountain or hills, like our land that is in the away from us, it will feel like we are not painting around our skies but over it. That will make it feel more natural. So yeah, I'm just adding the last steps here. Maybe a teeny tiny bit of blue with white. And if some of the sky is a little bit like darker some places and lighter in other places, like here it's really dark, I like that. That will indicate, oh, there are maybe clouds in the sky, maybe there are, I don't know, shadows and stuff like that. And it's a very beautiful summer/spring day in Normandy when we are like painting this beautiful scene. So yeah, and now with my brush, I'm going to go without cleaning the brush. I'm going to do the same thing but in reverse for the river. So it will be lighter here and darker there. So I'm starting with just the white on my dirty brush, and I can just, again, inside the lines. At this point, it's fine. You can add more white, and going from left to right. Now I can have a little bit of blue with white together, and I can do the middle of the river here. Most of it will be like covered, not covered, but we have reflections. We will have lots of plants, lily pads, and the bridge, of course. All that kind of things will be on here. But this is the first step. I'm adding more ultramarine, or not ultramarine, this is my watercolor or sky color that I mixed with the white. I'm adding more white. If we felt like it's too much, we can always counter that with white. And again, I am not seeking a perfect blend at this point, and just something representational of a river or our water that is in this place. More of these two colors together. And again here, if I am touching that, it's great, it's fine. For me, I want to go inside the river like this, keeping unsystematic, but I'm going to make an edge to it later. Now I'm adding more ultramarine just to make it darker. Down here, I don't need to add, we can add brown or even black to it down there, but I feel like it's already a very dark color. So I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to add this, the mixture that we did, until it's like all painted here. We can add white to it a little bit to mix it up, but I feel like I don't want that. I like that it's darker like this. That will help with the dimension also. But yeah, I feel like this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to finish my sky. We'll add dimension to it. We'll do technically a second coat, and we will do some clouds as well. So I can start by just adding my color, my sky color, and now I'm going with a little bit of a like round motion up there, and I can mix some white to it. No, I don't want round motion. I changed my mind. I feel like I really wanted to feel like classic and still stuff like this. So I'm adding the same colors and in the same manner from left to right. I changed my mind. Sometimes that happens. Like I thought I wanted to be a little bit, from left to right, but I changed my mind. That is fine. I always change, like when I am painting and I start painting, sometimes I will have a plan and it will change. Like when I am not practicing, when I am starting the painting itself, the process itself, because like I feel when you see it on the canvas, it will feel like, oh, this is good, this is not good, this is what I wanted, this is what I imagined, and you can adapt from that. And I'm adding more white here, going from left to right, and I'm doing these like very long sweeps on my brush, so the colors that I am adding to the brush, they will like diffused a little bit from left to right. Sorry if I am blocking the view, but I need just to see here, because there are some places that they are not painted or something. I can just do this to them, adding the two colors at the same time. I think more blue over the lighter places sometimes, that is fine. More white here. Those white places, they will feel like they are drifting clouds. We'll see, do I want clouds or not? Anyway, now I'm adding more white down here just to do the second coat. I still have lots of the blue on my brush. That is completely fine. just to do a second coat. I don't want it to feel like it's not fully painted, especially in a big canvas like this. Adding more white. That looks really nice. I love painting skies. Sky in general is, even in real life, in photos, and when I do hiking photography, sky is always one of the first things that like grab my attention. Or like if I am going to take a photo or not, that depends about the sky. I love sky. It always makes me feel hopeful and happy to see it. And there is a song by Madonna called Sky Fits Heaven. I always like think about when I see these kind of beautiful skies in the region here. And now I am painting technically from a photo, but technically not, because my photo is in my reference photo is from summer, but I am painting a spring scene, and I am thinking about the place when it's in spring. So I am not like committed 100% to that. So I'm now in my photo there is no clouds, but I want clouds because like it's out cloudsy right now. So I'm having a little bit of brown with my white. Maybe I can mix it a little bit just to have a little bit of a tannish color in my dirty brush, and I can do some clouds. We can do clouds in any kind of color. That is like I want a little bit of warmth up there. This is why I'm adding that. But we can go from black and white and add clouds that they are a little bit on the cooler side and something like that. I feel like I want this color here, and maybe I can add a little bit here, faint away, brush them just to feel like they are out of focus in some places. Maybe here, maybe there. Something like this, some clouds. Just I am almost like a dry brush technique. Just whatever is on my brush, I'm just adding it. Now I'm going to clean my brush. I can have white on my brush, and I can do whatever I did before on that, like here on the corner of my brush, and I can add white to these clouds just to add fluffiness, keep them unsystematic and have soft edges to them, and diffuse them to the far away, but like the darkness beneath them will show, and that will indicate, oh, they are catching light, they are dimension, they are not flat. And some of them could be like here, not connected to anything. Some could be connected to the object behind them. Some of them is like really heavy. Some of them is just drifting clouds very far away. We don't almost see them very well. But here in this big one, I want to add more fluffiness to it, and the fluff just comes from this motion. Sometimes I am just dabbing them. Just will add that. Just we added the darker tones beneath them. That will make them pop up more. Something like this. That is really, really nice. Maybe here more white. And because some of my colors are not fully painted and not fully dried, that will make them feel a little bit like they are blended together even with the background. That is great. Here, keep this soft edge to this here, like this. I want the darker color to feel just in the background, just behind them. I don't want them to be like dominating the object itself, like this. Yes. And if I lost it, I can just add a little bit of darkness here. For example, I feel like I lost it, so I'm just adding that with the like just teeny tiny bit on my brush, whatever is still left on my palette. I can just dab it here and there just to add that like extra something. And that is everything for the step. I'm looking to my sky from behind, and I feel like I really like it. So yeah. So the next step, I want to start the process of my like ground, but my ground is not, like here in the middle is not exactly, my ground is not really exactly same shape, and they are not the same level of ground. Like here in the background, we will have some kind of a hills mountain very far away. and here we will have the foreground, or the middle ground. Technically the foreground is here, but they will be like completely different from each other, from the color that we are going to use and how we are going to paint them. So here they are very far away from us, and they will look a little bit bluish inside, so in color or in tone. So I'm just adding white, adding a touch of my original color that I did, and I am mixing that to see, and adding maybe a touch of black to it. I want it really grayish, bluish grayish color, just to feel really out of focus and far away from us, because when we look to the like any kind of outside scene, it will feel like this. And I will have the same color and I will mix it later with my green. So I'm having my color that I just mixed, and I am going to make the first, see how different it is from the, and I'm arriving maybe, like if this is like the half of the canvas, a little bit up, something like this. And I can have like one hill to be here, maybe from this side. This is really far away, maybe. Whenever we add colors to them, they will feel like more close to us. So I'm adding my color and I'm mixing a touch of a brown to it now, and I can have maybe more blue if I felt like it's too, yeah, like this. It will feel, this one here will feel like it's even closer to us than this one. Maybe this one even come in front of this one here, like this. See, now we have this land here, it's behind this one, so we way even farther away from this one. And I am going in this like unsystematic way to create this like ups and downs of the mountain, like this. Now I can have that color with a gray and a blue and a touch of green and what is it called, the raw umber that I added, maybe a touch of white as well, just to make see, this one here is even closer and bigger, and I am adding that to the side here, up, a little bit greener, maybe, yes, like this. And I want it maybe here arriving to this side with the blue, with everything, adding more green to it, so it feels like we are seeing that here, something like this. We can keep even the edges a little bit soft if we want, but it's not really necessary. I like them graphic like that. They feel nice. We can add texture to them. We can have like there are like top of trees or something in the background, but I feel like we are not even going to see that, so it's not really necessary. Something like this. And I am looking to it now. I can have maybe a touch of white, and I can just add like touches of white on my dirty brush, teeny tiny bits, like you can even see it here, it's just teeny, and I can add some texture here and there. I don't want to overwhelm myself with it. Maybe there are just trees catching light, maybe I don't know what they are, some of them is out of focus. Now I can have a touch of maybe black, mix it with all these dirty colors just to have a darker version, and I can have that as well, just on the dirty colors that I made. And I can have just tap that here like this, and that will indicate there are some kind of trees or some kind of, I don't know what it is in this, like it's really moving. I'm really sorry. Maybe I need to tape it with tape or something to make it like stop moving. I don't know. Maybe if you have some kind of an idea, you can let me know what to do. Now I can have more whiteness or whiteness here. I'm just adding those. Oops, this is too much. Adding those marks just to make it, and like I don't want it to feel like one dimension. But again, we don't know what there is in the background, so it's not really necessary to understand what are those marks exactly are. Just to make something that we can like. And as you see, like here, some of the tips are above the line that we have. That is great. That will indicate it's not exactly smooth or something, and it could be like maybe the land even behind that. I'm just tapping that with like the tip of my brush, just like that, just to make it less unsystematic, something like this. I really like it as it is, but I feel like I lost some of the colors of the here. Maybe I'm adding more blue tones. The blue will push everything away more and more. That is really nice with the blue, even here. And I am looking to it from behind. That looks really good, but I don't like them here, so I'm just going to fix that a little bit with maybe more like this, like that. And for the mid ground here, like it's like the forest in front of us, or the fields, or whatever they are, but they will be more warm and they will have more color to them. So I have my green, which is very, very strong green. So I don't want that. So I'm going to have that, and I'm going to add my blue to it. The mixture of the blue that I did. And let me check what color am I going to get. Maybe more white to it as well. Just to get some kind of a vibrant green color. But again, not extremely strong. Maybe a touch of a brown, just to make it more earthy tone. More like this. And maybe a touch of yellow. That color is great for me because it's a little bit, it's a darker tone, but it's like almost an olive green or army green or something. That is great for like, look at, it's more saturated, but it's not extremely too strong. And I can just add it, like can tab it like this, and I can add this with brown, and I can just make this unsystematic colors. I can just do these marks. It's like a stabbing technique. I added this color, I'm sorry. And we can do that in front of it, and those will be trees, and I'm overlapping them here. So I'm having brown, and I have the color that I mixed together on my brush, and I can do this. I can have white as well, and I can get this effect. Again, brown and my mixture that I did, the green mixture that I did, and I can add those marks to indicate like the forest in near us, or the fields, whatever they are. Now I can have maybe more white, and I can add whites here, and I'm going over the mountain that I did, of course. I'm back. I just taped everything, so maybe that will be more stable now, and I can just a little bit, and I can continue now with this. And as you see, I have more yellow now on my brush, yes, and I can add more white and brown just to add more of these tones. Until like I cover almost the entire thing, because here I want to have some kind of a ledge to it. I can paint that over the forest itself. We will see when I arrive to the edge. I just need to finish this. As you see, I'm adding over each other the colors, the mark that I am using, some of them more brownish, some of them more dark, some of them have more light to them. and all that will add some kind of an interest. And they are not really I am not painting every single tree. I'm just adding these marks just to add indication of light and shadows in this background, because again it's not my main object here. It's just the background, and I am using a limited palette technically. So yeah, see, it's just another tone. Maybe it's lighter here, maybe it's like different kind of trees or something. And now like my brush is not, I haven't painted it very well. I even can have my light green from the tube very strong in some places. Maybe like here this tree is really high and it's catching some light or something. I can go back to this. I can add more brown here because I don't have lots of darkness. Like this, even like it's a little bit heavy and maybe it's a little bit texture. I don't want it like, I don't mind it like that. It's like I don't want it like this. Now here it's the foreground technically. So I'm just want to add some kind of maybe more yellow and green just to make it lighter in tone. And I'm going from left to right now, mixing this up here. So it's like from left to right, it's more like just the shore, but it's like almost like a different technique. I'm trying to blend those two edges here together. Yes, from left to right. It's like the shore, the very foreground, and I'm dabbing them, and then near down here the water, I am making them more smooth. Like this, adding all this very strong yellow down here. Again, bigger than this side than here. Now I can go back to the original darker tones and I can finish them here, because I didn't do that very well. I still see some places they are not fully painted. I'm going to do that. Green and blue, adding more tones here. Maybe a touch of white just to indicate light or something. I'm just seeking if there are any kind of places that they are not fully painted. I can just paint over them, especially here. And here. Now I can go brown and black, maybe just adding some black or darker marks that will indicate again the shape of the forest or whatever it is. Adding like too much green, I can add greenery over that. Something very texture, something that indicate all these trees in the background. And I don't want a solid color anywhere. This is why I am mixing them over each other, and that will create this beautiful effect of lightness and darkness. And again, some white places for the sunshine. We can go yellow, but I feel like I want to keep the yellow down. And by controlling the values and the hues and that, we can control the what is it called, the color atmosphere, the temperature, because everything behind us will be, or away from us will be cooler, and this is why the yellow will be more visible here. So yeah, I feel like my forest is almost done. I don't want to do anything else, just maybe a touch of brown here to fuse it up. yeah, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to finish the ground here. I have my round brush, and I'm going to use yellow. I'm going to mix a shade of yellow, of green that is really light with just my green and my yellow. I'm going to get this beautiful shade of green, maybe just a touch of white to neutralize it. Maybe not. I like it like this. And maybe brown for some kind of, yeah. Look how pretty this is. We can add whatever we want to it, but maybe brown just to indicate there are some kind, maybe we can even paint them like some kind of bushes or whatever. Maybe not, this brush is not the good brush here. I'm going to stick to it. Maybe black, not brown. Just adding black and yellow together, that will create a darker shade of green. Yes, I can create this here. Just marks. We don't even need to know what they are. They are just different type of marks here. There are bushes, there are small trees, some of them is big like this one here. And just adding them, some of them is connected to each other, some of them is not. But I am not arriving to the end because I want to have the shore, of course. Something like this, and from the other side here. Like this. Now I'm going to clean my brush. I don't want black on it. And now I'm going to my light green or lime green that I did, and I can add it up those in some places. Like my light source is up and from like away from us, so I don't really like I'm not really concerned about where is like shadows and stuff like that. It's just adding these marks in the round brush from some places just to have some form to them. Again, they will be behind our bridge, but it's nice. I can see stuff like that in the photo, so I'm just adding that. And there are trees maybe or whatever. Some of them is like bigger maybe here. I can now add white and yellow together. Mix a little bit of a softer yellow, maybe almost like a Naples yellow, and add that. Maybe a little more white. Add that here, just like this. This will indicate again this is way closer to us than whatever we painted, or that tree that we painted before, or the bushes that we painted before. And again, these round marks, they are different from what we did from with the other brush. Now I want to do the shore, and for that I need some kind of a sand color or a dirt color, and I can use my bright brush, but I'm going to use the round brush because I have it. Just brown with white, mix it a little bit, and maybe a touch of yellow and warmth. Yeah, like this. Just adding that here from left to right, near the shore, up. And it doesn't need to be systematic or anything like this. It's a shore, it could go up and down, and it will have bumps, and it's nature. This is what I like about landscape. They are really forgiving because there is nothing perfect in nature, technically. No lines, nothing like that. So I can add this shore, something we can understand that what it is exactly. Like this. Now I can have more brown. You can have more brown tone. In some places, they don't need to be everywhere. To have something different, and mixing it with my because everything is still wet, that will mix and will feel darker in some places and lighter in some places. Some of them is catching sun, some of them is not, some of them in the shadow, like this here. And I'm going from left to right, and I'm keeping some of the green visible. And I can go to the green that I did before, even mixing it a little bit and have a second coat with the dirty brush. That will make everything like talk to each other. Maybe there is grass. And about the grass, I like the idea. You know, I just say it. I'm just going to make it more grassy. If I have my brush, what brush I'm going to use? I'm going to use I'm going to use my bright brush, and I can have yellow maybe and white, and I just can have these marks here that can indicate lightness on even here, like this will feel like, oh, there are grass, there is some kind of a texture, nothing is flat. Adding more darkness with this like color here. Don't know what it is, but it's just maybe black. Maybe black, just touches of black. Like this. Maybe white as well. Maybe there are sticks, rocks, who knows what. Now I'm going to do just yellow again. Even here up. Just dabbing this with this brush here as well. I feel like that looks really nice. I like the round marks, but I can just make them add something to them with this brush because it's a small brush. I can just diffuse them. They are still wet, just to feel more organic, because they felt a little bit out of shape to me from behind. From the close here, they look fine. It's just maybe adding just the touches for this brush, just from the tops of them, just to diffuse them a little bit, make the shapes more undefined. Maybe this one here as well. Yes, I like that more. So yeah, I feel that this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to have two trees, one of them from this side, from this side, maybe a few trees from both sides, but I need to figure out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have brown and black together with my bright brush, and maybe a touch of water or something just to make it more fluid. In my original photo, there is this very big one. It's in the background here, but it's really big to the degree that it's behind the trees here, but it's visible. So I'm just going to replace that with my round brush because this is too big. Something like this. And I can add white to my brush. This is number 0 detailed around the brush. I'm gonna add these lines here and there just to make it a little bit out of focus because it's way too harsh with this brown. Now with this color, I can just even continue to have some lines just to indicate the shape of the tree. Just lines like this. Again, if it's too much, this color here, I'm going to add white over it. And add all this volume. Something like this. And I don't even need to fix here or over it because it's way out of focus now. Something like this. And now I established that I don't even need to add anything to it. Now I'm going back to my bright brush, and my tree will be here with more black and brown. And it will be somewhere in this vicinity here, up. And it will arrive to this, like here, maybe. And we can have all these. The tree, it's very big and majestic. And I can just use the, I can just press the brush like this to have more like control over the lines that I am going to do. Trying to make them way thinner up. If I am not succeeding that, I can, of course, always go back to my other round brush, but this works. And I like this one for the trees because, I don't know, it gives me control sometimes, but again, not very strong edges, which is something that I really like. I'm just going to continue from this side because I cannot see from that side. Adding some lighter colors, adding black now here, brown, trying to keep some of the edges visible, like behind them. Adding more water to my colors just to make them more fluid now. Yes, like this. Because the colors were not moving the way that I want them to. So I just adding a touch of water. This maybe here. I'm using just the side of my brush to do these lines. I am not even looking to my reference photo. I don't even know where the tree. Let me check. It's arriving to the end, which is great. Here. I don't even know what this type of a tree in the photo. It's very long and thin. I love those trees. They are all over the Normandy. And they don't have flowers. They don't only have leaves. They have the most beautiful sounds to them. Now I can have some yellow and white and brown to indicate some sunshine here and there, just to add the lightness. Just mixing that in some places. They don't need to be systematic, of course, because again, I don't even know where is my light source in this kind of a painting. Maybe it's just up and we are seeing this from here. And I can diffuse it a little bit. I can just play with it until it feels natural. Something like that. And as you see, some of them is not even connected very well. I'm going to add leaves now in the second step, but here I'm just going to fix that. It was too textured. Like this. I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to go again to my dark brown color that I mixed, and I need to do another tree from this side. It's going to be mostly behind our bridge, and I wanted to arrive to this mark, to the a quarter point, somewhere in this vicinity here. It will be, and it will start, because again in the photo I don't see it very well, but I'm going to paint it fully because I don't even know how my bridge is going to feel later, and maybe it will be great, maybe not, I don't know, but I wanted to arrive somewhere in this vicinity here. And if there are some kind of spots that they are behind the bridge or around it or something, they are not fully painted, or my bridge has a different kind of a shape or something, we will understand and we will see the shape of this object here. Adding some black, maybe some white with the brown, to have with a little bit of water just to make it fluid for the tree, for the branches of the tree I mean. And something like this maybe has here. I think these marks, it's shorter, and maybe something like this. I don't want it to be too much. I already made it too big comparing to the photo, but that is fine. Maybe it's like there is some kind of a wind, or it's like maybe it's a round shape and we are seeing just half of it. Something like this. Just going to add some lightness to it from the other side, again with some yellow maybe and white and brown from the side here, just to indicate the light. Maybe they are catching from the opposite side to this. Something like this. Maybe add more black now from this side here. Like this. Yes. There's some darkness. Different tones. Something like this. That could really work. So yeah, I'm just going to dry the canvas and we are moving to the next step. Yeah, before we move to the next step, I feel like I want to add another tree here. I'm going to have just brown and black again. And maybe there is some kind of a tree that is coming from this side and we are seeing only some like branches and stuff like this from this side. And if they are behind different shapes, we can add more white and can have some kind of a different shape of a tree. Something like this, maybe. Because there are definitely another kind of a tree behind us here, and it's coming from this side like this. Maybe something like this. For the next step, I'm immediately going to work on it. I have my flat brush and I have my my light green color. I'm just going to add a touch of black to it and I'm going to mix it because the black will make it a little bit more natural. This green is really like almost like a neon green, and I want a darker shade of green for the beginning. I can have that. I can dab it a little bit because I have too much moisture. I can tap it on the palette and I can start the process of the leaves, and I'm just going to use the corner of the brush and I can just do these leaves here and there. Maybe some of them here. Some of them is like coming from this side up here. I love this color so much. Some of them is like here, maybe the end of these stems up. going away, maybe like here, and down here, maybe just some greenery here as well, maybe here. And it's a spring, not everything need to have lots of leaves anyway, but maybe there are here something like this, maybe here a little bit, something like this. And from this side again, I'm going to have less greenery from this side, but I want to have some here and there like this. Not a lot, just at the end of these leaves, the branches, something like that. Now I can have yellow with my green at the same time. I can mix them here to get a different shade like of green, and I can again go a little bit here and there just to add light, maybe up. I'm trying not to hide all the shades of dark green that I did. Again with the yellow and the mixture that I made, and even here, maybe there are some kind of a tree or something. Like this. And as you see now, we have darker shades and lighter shades. I'm not going to add white to it, but if I lost the darkness, I can just add some. I can have the lighter color again with the yellow, and again add a touch of that here or from this side, but even less, because on this side we are going to have it will have flowers on it, and this one here as well. I feel like I just need a touch of white. Yeah, just on some places, just touches of white. They will mix over a little bit of the leaves. They will add an extra lightness. They are the leaves that they are closer to the sun up, and they can catch a little bit of light, especially here maybe. And I'm just dabbing it with my brush like this. This is the first time I'm painting on A2 on the camera, so I'm not sure. Normally I will use A3. I'm not really sure if I'm blocking the camera or not. Something like this, that could really work. I feel like this is everything for this step. So the next step, I just dried my canvas, and I just want to do the flowers here and on this tree here. And I'm going to use my purple, and my purple is really strong. So I'm not mixing it with anything. It's a very beautiful shade of purple, and we can have clusters of flowers here and there on the tree. And I don't want to get rid of all my beautiful greenery that I did, because when I look to these trees, they already have lots of they have greenery in them, even if it's like even if it's spring and they are all flowery, but they still have greenery on them. Maybe a cluster here, something like this. And I don't want to lose that. And here's the same thing. I'm going to have the purple here. Just a little bit behind. That is great. Now I'm going to mix purple with white. I'm going to add that now. Yeah. Oh, that is so much better. I really hated that color at the beginning. And I don't want to get rid of the dark marks I did. Like here, I overdo it. So I'm just going to counter that with some darkness in a minute. maybe some here. Like this. I'm going to my darker shade of purple just to add them here. So I lost them. Maybe here as well. I was considering or thinking about, do I want it to be pink tree or white tree or what color of the flower that I want, but I thought about purple because I see lots of purple color flowers in Normandy, especially in trees. So I thought, yeah, why not? So I'm just adding a touch of white, and I'm just adding some white for the flowers here over the pink. Oh, the pink. No, I'm thinking about pink. About over the purple from the side or something, just to have something a little bit different. They are touching the light or whatever. Something like this. I love the purple so much. Now I have these colors on me. I'm going to go to my round brush. I can have some flowers down here. So I'm going to my purple, the dark purple, and I can have flowers maybe here. Just like, I don't know, touches of something different here and there. Maybe we have even purple here. Maybe there are some kind of flowers falling or petals falling, whatever they are. And I can have some light colors. I can have them here as well, with some white. Just some marks for these petals, just to feel something. We can even have them we can have some of them like fly away. I like that idea. I will have dark colors and I will have just these marks for them far away, like here in the vicinity, even here. They will be like smaller behind us and not small, bigger closer to us and smaller away. Now I can go to the light purple and I can add touches of that over them. So still again 2 dimensions. I don't want to feel anything flat. Something like this. I can even have like just tapping that over with my brush, that marks like this, that will feel like, oh, they are moving away. This one is only just too much for me. I'm just adding a little bit of lightness over it here, like this. So look into it. I just want to fix here with some black. I don't like how flat it is here. Maybe some brown as well. Maybe a little bit of white. With this round brush, yes, it's so much better now. From this side, now from this side it's fine. Maybe just a little bit here. Yeah, like this. So yeah, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to start with my bridge, as I said, and maybe this is here the halfway of the canvas from both sides, and I am imagining the bridge to be a little bit bigger from this side and smaller from this side. This is how I see it from the photo. So what I need to do is like connect those points together, which is harder than it seems. I'm using gray color. I just mixed black and a touch of green to it. And I can just connect them in one swooping motion. Like this. That worked somehow. Now I'm just going to fix this line here with this gray color. Make it a little bit thicker. That is great. Using my bright brush, it gives me control. And now I'm going to make it a little bit thicker from this side and thinner from that side. But again, this is the halfway of the canvas. I'm a little bit down here and I can make it thicker. gradually. So from this side it will be just like this, maybe, and I can connect the other two lines together. And I can just color the entire thing here, just to have some kind of the bridge from this side, like this. It looks good. We can add a little bit of water to the brush if it's not moving. And again, that will help with the perspective. Maybe the vanishing point is somewhere behind or something. I don't know. Something like this. I feel like I need to make it bigger. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, maybe like this, because there are also the bridge from the other, like from down there. Something like this. I want to arrive to the shore. It's a big bridge. See, we got rid of some of the things that we already established, but that is fine. It's a little bit necessary, a little bit shorter from this side, like this. Yes, that works for me. And this brush is great for the lines. Everything is like, I can control it very well. Okay, that looks good. I can decide where my beams are going to be, the thing that hold the bridge together. And I don't want the beams to arrive more than here. Like, so the first one, it will be here. And I already have like darker marks from I don't know where. And I can have this here, maybe here. Just keep it vertical if that is possible. And I'm just using the brush, and if I'm pressing it, it will give me the same width over and over again. Something like this. This is here the first one. And the other one from behind, maybe you are not seeing it fully. And it's only here. And it will be shorter, of course, here. And now I can repeat that here for the other ones. But it could be like, if this is a little bit tilted like this here, I can have the same tilt and I can have legs. So let me just use my other hand. If again the tilt here, it will arrive here. So I will have a leg coming from this side here. And the other one will be maybe here. 1, 2, and 3. From the other side, it's the same thing. I can have this here. I check like this. It's here. So it will be in a little bit from this side. So maybe the first one. And also I will have the same angle from here. So it will be like this here and this here. It will be here. The other one and the third one, it will be again the same angle. It will be here. Let me check. Like this maybe. But the other one is like here. Something like this. Does it need to be exact? Just eyeballed the last one. And I can have the beams. One is here. One is here. Going to make those a little bit bigger in a minute. Like this. This one as well, it will be a little bit bigger from the ones that they are behind, because they are closer to us, so we are going to see them more. This one here, this one here, and this one here. Just trying to keep them vertical and bigger than the one that they are behind. something like this, and we have one here, like this. That looks great. Now I'm going to do a second coat here. If you are not controlling the colors very well on the bright brush, you can move to a bigger brush, but it's fine for me. With this just gray, and this bridge, it's in Vernon, it's separating Vernon from Giverny. When I used to hike, like Giverny is just behind it, and it's a closed bridge, we cannot cross it. I don't know if it's like lead to a private place or something later, I'm not sure. I'm going to do also a second layer on some of these beams. Because some of the edges is not very well painted. Some of them is thick and I don't want that. Like this. Yes. And yeah, this is everything for this step. So now the next step, I need to work on my bridge, and my bridge, it has like two edges to it, and I can start by the first edge, and I'm going to use just white and my gray together, mostly white, and I can have the start of that edge. Maybe it's here, somewhere in this vicinity, and it's arriving somewhere here. And I can just paint this with this color. This is just a separation. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it darker later. I'm not sure yet. Something like that. No, I feel like this one needs to be darker, but as I just added this color, I'm just going to add black to it and make it darker. But at least with the white, I was able to see it. Because this is the edge of it, so I'm just going to have black. Like here, yes. With a touch of water with the black, just to make it more fluid. On my dirty brush, it's fine. And I'm going to have an edge to it from the other side later, just wait. I just was confused about what am I going to do with the bridge. Like this here, yes. The black. Something like this. Now I can have white and I can have an edge to it from the other side. This. It's barely here like a line. And it will get a little bit bigger. The bridge itself got bigger, that is fine. I didn't paint I didn't paint it in details in the first place anyway. Like this. I'm going to add more black and fix these edges here. Like this. Now I'm going to have some green or dark green on my brush, and I'm going to have some greenery here because my bridge has a green tint to it, and I'm going to add that over the black, and by that it will dry even darker, and it indicate that it's in the shadow. Again, dark green, the one that I used before. Just adding this over the darkness that I did, like this. keep it, it's streaky. If it's not streaky, we can add more black and just streaken it up a little bit, darken it up here and there. For example, here I feel like it's not too dark, so I'm going to add some darkness like this. It's perfect for now. Now I can just have some black. I can have some black and I can have a shadow here under, just black. For this area now here, and I'm keeping the shadow very strong under the, when it's touching the green. Like this, it's good. Now I can go to my gray with black to indicate the beams. For the beams, they are sitting on some kind of a platform, so I'm going to do the platform in brown. I'm going to add brown to my gray to make this kind of a rust color, technically, maybe a touch of yellow to it, yes. Brown, gray, and some primary yellow to have this. I'm going to do the platform with this color like this. It's like metal color. Just the platform here. And it's arriving to the shadow that I did before, like this. And it's the entire triangle that is left. Something like this. Oh, not here. I made a mistake, but that is fine. We can fix it. Here it's smaller. I can have this color to be from one side down here, maybe like this. From this side as well, from the beams. I can just keeping them like this. And now I can, without cleaning my brush, I can get some black and I can do darker side here and there over that color or behind it as well. I can mix it into the, like this kind of a metal color that we created. It's in the shadow, everything in the shadow here. Fixing the edges here and there, especially here now. Rubbing the brush, like so, with the black here from this side into the colors, even here down here, like this. Looks really pretty. And here as well. And I'm going to mix some brown or some black with this color that we created. Again, to do the here, this colors here, more black to it, maybe like this. Do the entire thing here. Now I can go to my gray. I can have touches of gray here and there. Maybe a touch of white as well. Here maybe for the beams themselves, so we can indicate, oh, they are a little bit up. They are catching some light or something like this here. I like the white now. You do sometimes something in the painting and think, yes, this is what I want, this is too much. Again, we can counter it, it's fine. Just more white here. And I'm keeping not everything systematic, or like not everything is connected and not all the colors are connecting to each other or blending with each other, but some of them is and some of them is just over and less blended, and that will add texture and detail. I feel something like this. Now I feel if I want to add more green to it, I can have some green from, I don't have green. On my dirty brush I can have a touch of like this light green, and I can have it just here on the legs and rubbing it up, because again my bridge has a tilted green metal kind of it to it, so I can add that. And I feel like I am seeing more lights on the legs down here on the photo, so I'm going to add some lightness here, and I blended this a little bit up here, and this like lightness here. And again, if I just added touches of white and I didn't blend them, they will feel like spot slides, and adding a little bit of darkness behind, keeping this line a little bit straight, because it was a little bit like, I don't know, I lost the form of it, I felt. Even here some darkness with the edge of the brush to indicate more deep shadows up, maybe like this. Yes, even inside the light part, a little bit of darkness, that helps. That looks great. I don't like it here, so I'm just going to have the color just to make it a little bit smoother here, or smaller. Yes, like this. That looks good. Now I'm going to go to my round brush, this is number 6, and I'm going to use only the tip of it. I need to do the railing of the bridge. So I'm going to start with my gray with water, and I need to indicate where are these railing going to be. They will start somewhere in this vicinity and they will go up here. But again, we will have the same angle. So maybe from here with this, if it's not, we are not seeing, I'm just adding more white to it. Yes. And again, I'm going to have the same angle to it. I will try at least. If it's a little bit thick, we will roll with it. I'm going to use this here, and I'm going to use only again the tip of the brush, and have that line. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. And that is not the only line. I need to add more lines to it. Like this is the railing that is up, but I need to have the railing from behind. So I'm having another one here, and I'm going to do just the same thing, going from this side, trying to keep it systematic or at the same angle. I need some water on my brush because the colors are not moving. From this side as well. Something like this, that is fine. It's too thick. We can just remove it with our hand because the paint is still wet. It's fine. Now I can go to the railing. I'm going to have the color, same color with the green. And I can do railing, but I want them to be like, I'm going to have, first of all, I'm going to have a head of green on the railing up, because again, I can see it, it's green in the photo. It doesn't need to be all over, but trying to. Just something like this. and here as well, a hint of green. I'm not getting rid of this gray completely, but it's really hard to paint thin lines for me, especially that I am not able to see everything very well from the lighting. So yeah, something like this is fine. Now I'm going to have some white and just add some highlights up. Maybe I needed to do the small brush, but the small brush is really intimidating when I am using this big canvas. Something like that, it doesn't need to be exact anyway. Now I'm going to my gray with gray and green together, and I'm going to have some railing, and those are the railing that we are seeing up here. I'm going to make them thicker. It's nice. The other one is here. Then is here. They don't need to be at the same spots, or the same like length away from each other. Just keeping something representation of this bridge. Something like this. I think more green in some of them. Maybe some whites. Indicate light or something. Maybe a touch of black just to indicate some shadows on some of the sides here. This side, nice. Now I'm going to have some white and green with black just to have some kind of a different tone, and I'm going to have the railing from the other side, but those are going to be a little bit smaller. I'm going to make them like maybe here, one here. A little bit smaller, and they are from the other side, like this, near them, and maybe you are seeing this one here. Now I'm going to have some white, and maybe add some of that white here, like this. It's nice, it's too much. That looks really cool, and my bridge is a little bit tilted and stuff like that, but again, it's an old bridge and I remember it. It's not really straight. I think it's an ancient bridge. I don't know when it was built, but it feels like an old place. And I feel it like even in the photo, it's not exactly straight, so I'm keeping it like this. And now I have a little bit of white because I feel like I need to add some of the edge here to feel like illuminated by maybe this is where we see the like where we walk on the bridge like this, and it has sun on it, and it's behind those but in front of the other like this, just white, keeping it a little bit like this, something like this with white. Can have an edge to it like this. And yes, this is everything for our bridge. So the next step, I want to finish the shore. I want to add plants to the river and the foreground here. And for that, I'm going to use green, white, black, maybe brown, maybe yellow. We will see maybe even like some kind of a purple color. For the beginning, I'm going to use what brush? I'm going to use this brush for now, the round brush, and I can start with some brown and yellow or something, yellow or brown, maybe two together. And I can think about some of the plants. Maybe there are plants. No. Actually, I'm going to use my flat brush. Again, going to go with brown and yellow. And I can have some, maybe a touch of water as well. Maybe we can have all these kind of grass or something around them. Not every one of them, because I don't see it everywhere. This is only brown, maybe a touch of this one definitely has some of this grass, and I am just dabbing it away from the where I started the grass itself. Here I'm going to use my flat brush, and I'm going to use black and green together. Again, darker green, something like this. And I can just do these kind of marks all over the place here, keeping this unsystematic. And maybe even some yellow for this grass here or for the land here. Adding more darkness down here, mixing it up. I'm going back to my green and having it like this, maybe some yellow to indicate some sunshine. And I don't want my colors to mix in, but I don't want them to be separated as well, so I'm going over the colors once again with different tones just to indicate sunlight and some kind of it's not exactly form, but it's some kind of depth to the place. I think it's connected, and because it is a foreground, I'm giving it like this. That is nice. Maybe more darkness down here for this piece of land. And I am seeing lots of I'm going back to my fan brush. I'm seeing lots of grass here. I'm going only with black and brown at the same time here. I don't know where this grass is coming from, but it's covering almost the entire thing here. I'm keeping this like this here. Now I'm going to green, if I can find some green, and I can add that, maybe some yellow. So yellow, brown, and green, all these colors together. Something like this. I can go with yellow, and I can have these marks like this. That is nice. And here with the green. You know, sweeping it like this, feel like it's working. To have even more up here. Don't want to feel these colors like to be a little bit isolated or something, so I'm repeating them in a different manner here and there. And not all the land is, not all the beans have this kind of greenery out around them. So I'm just keeping it here and there where I am seeing them in the photo. I'm adding more white now here. Can add white like this. Yes. Now I can have even some purple. Purple will indicate flowers but also shadows, and I can have just some purple here and there. Yes, the purple is great for shadows instead of black. Now I can have a lighter shade of pink to indicate maybe there are flowers, or you know, stuff like this. You can see it all over the Normandy region, these kind of long flowers. I don't know what they are called, but I can see them almost every time I go hiking. I can add that here. Like this. That is very nice. I'm going to finish this now because like I have my brush. I'm going to clean it because I feel like it has too many colors at the same time. It doesn't to be 100% clean. I can have some light green on it, and I can have just these kind of marks like this. Some of them is bigger, some of them is like smaller, like this. Can have some yellow now, and I can have these lines of yellow or yellowish green like this all over here. Want them to arrive here so we can even tilt them a little bit here with this brush. If you want to use another brush, of course you can, but I like how chaotic and interesting this brush make everything look. I'm going to add a little bit of dark purple. I can have those even here, like for deepen shadows of instead of using the black, because I already used black here in the dirt or the ground that we created. Now I'm going to have some white on my dirty brush, some white, and I can even have some white here and there, something catching light. And again, some of the marks I'm doing is like vertical like this, and some of them is like using the entire brush. Some of them is like this, some of them like that. I want this to arrive here and here as well. Now I can go to my green mixed with some white to add some kind of a different kind of a greenery here. And I am making these edges here longer and bigger and unsystematic like this. So it feels like, oh, this is grass, this is nature here. Maybe here. Now I'm going to back to my yellow. I need more yellow here. Yes, like this. And we can even add flowers to them. I'm going to my round brush and I'm having some purple with white to have some kind of a softer shadow, a softer kind of shade of pink, of purple pink. Apparently I wanted pink, but I didn't have it on my palette, so my mind is still thinking about it. Something like this. We could connect them to other branches, we could keep them impressionistic. Yeah, this color is really beautiful. We can have even, I can clean my brush. We can have even same kind, I'm just doing these round marks for flowers, indicate something different. I can have even yellow flowers. Impressionistic style, they are just here for the atmosphere and they don't need to be anything invasive, something like this. This is really nice. Now I'm going to add more white to my purple to add even lightness to some of these flowers like this. Only marks here and there, over them, behind them, near them. Some of them is faint away, some of them really white. Just something like this. You can indicate light, it's not flat surface. Something like this. Now I can go to my yellow with some white. Make another kind of a yellow. a softer yellow, yes, like this, like almost like Naples yellow color. And by adding that, it will enforce even the feeling of the flower. We will see it more with the light. It will not feel like a blob or something on the canvas or something like this. And if we want to add some stems to them, we can do that with some black with my brush, and we can have some stems to them like this to feel like they are connected to something. Not to every one of them, it doesn't need to be. It's something like that. And I feel this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to finish the water, the reflections, and all that things. But the first thing, I will need to work on the edge of my shore there, and I will continue down. And here we can have some kind of a reflection. I need it darker with black, and my brush, my round brush, has lots of moisture, so that is great for me. And I'm going to add some kind of an effect for the shore, something like this. And it's behind the object. Doesn't need to connect to them all or something, it's fine. Something like that. I can enforce it with more black if I want. Here and here. I can have some black with ultramarine blue, and I can even deepen the shadows of the water here. And I am adding the shadow of the water here just above the shadow that I did, or the edge of the shore, and up. And I can just do that with the tip of the brush. If it's a little bit too thick of a line, great, it's fine. And here I can just do some marks here and there just to indicate, oh, we can see some of the shore behind these grass that they are here, something like that. Now I can have some white as well, and yellow or blue, and I can have some marks here and there for some of the shadows. And I need also to put the shadow of my bridge, and I can decide, do I want a photorealism? Do I want some kind of what is the object that what is the feeling that I want? So I'm just going now with the dark blue that I used before, and I can do the bridge here. And for me, the bridge I am seeing, it's a little bit of a rectangle here in this like vicinity. It's touching one of the legs. It's like somewhere in this vicinity here, and we can have it like to be somewhere here. I'm just going to do some kind of a reflection here from left to right with this color, even with brown or something, keeping the edges soft and diffused. That is just going to be the bridge here with the round brush, soft edges like this. Need to add more black. More black here. And ultramarine together to add this effect of it's a shadow, it's really dark. Keeping the edges soft, not everything is blended together. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than the photo. I'm coming here. And here I'm just going to I'm going to use the brush like this, just to make it like this. Adding more ultramarine. Can have a touch of white as well over it, just to make it diffused. Have different tones on it here and there, like this. That is great. This brush is really hard for shadows, I feel. So I'm going back to my bigger brush, my number 18 brush, and I'm going to do a second coat here. Yeah, now everything is working better for me. Just needed to change the brush apparently. Keep it like this. Now I'm going to do some shadows here, shadows here, maybe here, like this. Yes. I'm just going to mix a different shade of blue, similar to the one that we used before. And I can just add some of that here, because that was too dark, a little bit, something like this. Ultramarine. If it's too much, I feel like I ruined it with the old brush, it's fine. We have some brown here. Maybe we can have the tree. I'm going to have just some kind of a tree here. Don't need to see it all. Here we don't see anything. Maybe there are some kind of different tones. Maybe we have some green. Barely having any colors now. Can have some green here and there. Even to have green inside the bridge, because again my bridge had green in it. Something like this. Maybe some green in here. Here maybe some greenery going in the water. I can counter it with some blue and white. Maybe we have some yellow, because we added lots of yellow on the shore. Something like this. In here, even here. Again, something representational of this. There's a scene up there. I don't seek realism anyway. Now I can go to some purple, and we can have some purple here. Again, from left to right, keep it unsystematic. And maybe some of that here. It's distorted. Now I can have even lighter green, purple. Can have some marks here. Maybe some of them is here. Maybe some of the purple is here. From this tree here. Like this. Looks really pretty. Now I can go to this color here and can add more light water here. I can have some brown, and I can have those beans here. Maybe brown and white. Maybe this one here. Yeah, a little bit of white needs to be seen. My brush is overloaded, so I'm just cleaning my brush, adding touch of maybe white or brown, something like that color that we did for those here, and some yellow. We can have all these marks here and there. Yes, like this. Green to do some of the railing. It doesn't need to be exact. Some of them is like here. Nothing like that. It doesn't need to be too systematic or too matchy. Just something representational of that bridge. Same colors, and I'm going to do something like that. So I feel like I need some darkness here, so I'm going to add some black and just enforce here the shadow, maybe for this kind of an object like this. Great. And now I'm going to my bright brush and I can have some white. Just add just these splashes of white here and there, just to indicate that the water and where is the sun, the current is moving, and it could be bigger from our sides and smaller behind, and it could be above the objects and above the just keep them above the, it's called the reflection and the shadows, and some of them is not, like this, and they could be soft edges to them. Some of them could be a little bit harsher, that is fine. So like this. Maybe just a little bit of them is here, maybe this. It's too big here, I like it. I'm going just to diffuse it a little bit. And maybe just the last one here. And yeah, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to paint some of the water lilies. In the water, there are lots of them, and I'm going to mix some kind of a darker green color as before, green and black, and I'm using my round brush. I'm going to have a cluster of them here in the middle. They are just these oval shapes. It could be connected to each other or not. This is something that we will decide. Maybe some here, one here, one here. If we are not seeing them very well, we can just go to the green that we have, the light green. Yes, that is better. Can do all these clusters of them here. Can also add these marks, oval marks and round marks to them here. And behind it, there will be just some kind of smaller and smaller, like drifting away, just like some kind of a dots or something here. Maybe we have a big one here. We have one here. Just mixing the same color with just a little bit of yellow, just to add different tones of them here. A little bit far away from us. Here as well. Kind of dots. With these clusters, they are everywhere in the scene. Now we can have it here. Now I'm going to go with a little bit of white with my green to have like more, yeah, like this color here. And then a second touches of lightness on them. It doesn't need to be exact or systematic in the same way around every one of them. Now I can go to black. I need to add like some kind of a shadow under them, like this, from this side down, to indicate a shadow. It doesn't need to be too strong. And Yeah, like this, to feel like they are in the water, not floating over it, if that makes any sense. Like this. Even here we can have some kind of a shadow to them, just dotted under them. And it doesn't need to be on every one of them, but yeah, something like that. And now I can go clean my brush, and I can have just yellow, and I can have more yellow on them. Here, I love the yellow. I can just dab it if I want. Yeah, dabbing it is like working better, I feel, than just sweeping it. Yeah, something like this. Can go to white. Now I can have some highlights on some of them if I want to. Catching light from here, maybe this one here. Something like this. It looks really cool. And now while I have this this brush, I can have yellow and dab in it till it's like almost diffuse, and I can have all these particles of lights here and there with yellow and yellow and what is it called? Oh my god, white. I can have all these lights here until it's like completely gone from my brush. I don't want to overdo it, but I feel like I want to add some kind of an effect. Now I can have some blue, ultramarine blue, and all these marks are over them here, just to have some kind of, it's not exactly an effect, I don't know what it's called, some kind of, and here we have between those, and I can have these like touches. Let's call them particles of lights, something like this. Even white. Smush them together. Even here we can even add something with black, with the shadows here as well, something like that. So yeah, I don't want just a solid color, so I'm just adding all these touches here and there, maybe a little bit of white here. That looks great. Maybe there are leaves drifting on the water like we did here before. Maybe they are the same thing. We can add that color. I'm going to add purple. Can have some purple on the water like this. All these leaves from the wind just blow on them, and we have them on the water. Yeah, I love that. I can have lighter purple, and I can add that to the equation. All the color that we did, some of them is reflection, some of them is something on the water. Petals of, like it's springy day, maybe there was wind, and we have all this effect. Yeah, this is everything for this step. So that was the last step of our painting. I hope you enjoyed your time with me, and I hope you painted a beautiful spring scene in Normandy, of course. And I hope to see you again in another video. Bye, everybody.